The best thing on her. I don't know why you can put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine. The moment is, run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is by one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough of the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So therapeutic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow, what the team is about. Champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, it's no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you tuned in to the one and only Big Hank Sports Review. Yeah. Basketball, football, breaking it down for you. Yeah. Now vibe with me. Like, comment, subscribe, oh yeah. Kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports. Like, comment, subscribe, kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Step on the court, feel the sneaker squeak. Hank called a play like a coach unique. Fast break vision, highlight reel. He breaking down the stats with that southern feel. On the field, end zone, crowd gon' roar. Touchdown energy, we want more. So if you want the game from a real point of view, better show love, like, comment, subscribe to. Like, comment, subscribe, say what. Big Hank, keep the game alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports Review. NBA nights, NFL days. Hank break it down in so many ways. From the block to the pocket, the hustle, the grind. Every story hit different when Hank defines. Laughs in the flow, but the game stay tight. He shine the spotlight where it feel just right. Sports and the culture, it's more than a vibe. It's the truth and the groove. Come on, subscribe. Now don't wait, don't hesitate. Click that button, elevate. Join the tribe, be part of the crew. Sports review with Hank coming straight to you. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, keep the channel alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Hank Sports Review. Review.
Happy Monday, guys. As y'all see the thumbnail up, we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it. We got to talk about what happens when some of these college coaches get unhinged. Now, one of these coaches has a history of doing it. The other one seemed like it's a one-off. But we definitely got to talk about it. But before we fall into the college basketball game, and it's March, because we all know that it's March, it's that time of the season. This weekend, we're going to have conference champions being named. There's going to be some teams that get into the NCAA, they probably don't deserve it, just based off their regular season record. But you know what's going to happen? There's going to be some goddamn upsets and some teams with a 15 and 16 record. I don't even know if that's the right amount, but that's what we're going to say. They got 35 games up under the belt. And they won 15, lost 20. But they're going to get in the playoffs. Why? Because we got that thing called upset. And whatever tournament they're playing in, if they just somehow, some way, they figure a way out how to win, how to turn it on. Injuries was Achilles heel all through the year, but for some reason, all the players starting to come back. They starting to get healthy, got to play together, the chemistry there. And now they rolling in the conference playoff. And now they get the automatic bid. While the team that had the best record in the conference, you don't have to get a at-large bid or don't get in at all. That's that time of season, guys. It's March. And that's what happens. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But before we do that, guys, I just want to say, NFL football, I know they're supposed to be the off season, but there's never no down season. So right now, today is the legal tampering, as they call it. Right? You're legally able to tamper with these guys on other teams who's going to be what they consider. Now, I think Thursday they allowed to, or the 11th, that's Wednesday, they're allowed to sign these players, and I guess the new season starts. But this is the legal tampering today. And so with that being said, there's a lot of deals being made. We got to talk about it, though. We got to talk about all these deals that was being made, opportunities that was for guys to get from bad teams, go to good teams, and guys from going from good teams to go to bad teams, because it's about that money. Got to talk about that too. But what better way to talk about a team that made some moves off season, and we don't talk about them Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears have made some deals this off season. So for those who don't know, one of the Chicago Bears offensive linemen retired, the center. He made a career decision to retire. He was only 5 years in to his NFL career, but he said it's over and done. I'm hanging my cleats up and I'm walking away. And so that's what he did. You know, he got to do what's best for him at the end of the day, him and his family. And so he made a decision. He said, I'm retired. We done. And I understand. You got to do what you got to do. So we had to go out there and replace the center. I hated that we had to do that because one of our offensive tackles already hurt. He's going to be out for the whole season due to injury he sustained during the process of last season. So we's always going to have to find a way to find an offensive tackle. So now we had to go out there and find a center too. So with that being said, we made a deal for trading our 5th round pick to the New England Patriots for their center, Bennett. So we found us a center. Then we went out there and signed some guys, as well as we had to cut some guys. Some guys got traded as well. DJ Moore. If you haven't watched my video, definitely check it out. DJ Moore was traded to the Buffalo Bills for a 2nd round pick. Good trade. I think in the long run, it's a better trade for us than it will be for the Buffalo Bills. But I know the short term, Buffalo Bills are going to benefit because Josh Allen needs a number one. He don't have one. He got a bunch of guys. That's what Josh Allen got. He got some guys there and a decent tight end. So with that being said, they said we need us a receiver. So why not make a deal for DJ Moore? Still got some meat on that tread, huh? Still got some ability to still play at a high level. They felt like that, even though, I hated to see him go from the Bears, but I understand we had to do what we had to do. We got two young and up-and-coming receivers like Luther Burden and Roman Nunez, who's definitely needs more opportunity. And with the DJ Moore, there's more opportunity. So that was one of the deals we allowed Edmonds to seek a trade. Didn't seek one fast enough, so we cut his ass. It happens. That's life. It's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Nasir Wright is a cornerback that, he's going to test the market. Briscoe's going to test the market. Kevin Byard's going to test the market. So we had to make some decisions. And, of course, our defense was left a lot to be desired, and we needed some players, and we needed to upgrade in our defensive linebacker position. And so we did what we had to do. We also need to end now. I think more than likely we're going to answer that in the draft, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people say, well, it's that own opportunity to get Max Crosby. We know we did. The Raiders is asking for 2 first-round picks. I don't think it's worth it. In my opinion, I don't. So I'm not going to throw away, and then knowing that's what we did to build in the draft in order to get where we are now, because most of our players was built in the draft, especially on offense. There's no need for us to go and try to trade away our 2 first-round pick this year and then next season in order to get a player. And still, we have to pay him. So now that's going to push us over the salary cap edge again. We felt like it wasn't worth it, and I agree. I do agree. Guys, do me a favor, man. Do me a favor and hit the like button. And guys, if you like what you hear, hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button.
If you're just passing through, hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button.
If you're stopping in and you're hanging out with me a little longer than you expected, hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button.
Whatever you got to do, hit that goddamn like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And share it if you know somebody who likes it and is into sports.
Push the goddamn button.
You're goddamn right. I appreciate every last one of you. But let's keep it going. So the Bears made a lot of moves opening up today, and I appreciate every move that we did make because I agree with the moves we made. Right? One guy we had from last year that we brought in is Deshaun Jackson. So now we got some linebacker help. TJ Edwards is going to be out a portion of our regular season, so we're going to have to find some linebackers in order to replace him. Sewell, more than likely, is going to be done and cut. We already did cut Edmonds, so we answered that question. But I just want to show you these 4 individuals that we brought in and signed to our rosters. So as you all notice, you have Devin Bush, you have Kobe Bryant, and that's Kobe with a C and not a K. RIP to the legend. You have DeMarco Jackson, who played with us last year. We got from the New Orleans Saints, and we brought him back this season. And we brought in a defensive tackle, and that's Neville Gilmore. So these are some players that we definitely needed. A safety was definitely needed because right now we don't have no other safety besides Owens still on the roster, but now we got Kobe Bryant. So we needed some safety, and we're still going to get some more. I'm assuming more likely we're going to answer some of these questions in the draft. You know what I'm saying? We needed some linebacker help because we're short on the linebacker. And also, for sure, needed some defensive line help. So the fortunate enough about it, the draft is full of ends as well as defensive tackles. And we need to address those 2 positions in the draft. Now, if we can go out and find some more defensive tackles for some depth reasons, I understand. But I think we need to answer those questions in the draft, especially the end position. I didn't see nothing out there. The one I did, they wanted way too much. I see where Trey Hendrickson supposedly got traded to the Cowboys, and he's got $190 million contract coming his way. Congratulations to him. We didn't want to pay to get it. I think he's going to be a good player. He's probably got a couple years left up on his belt, but we wasn't willing to pay that steep of a price in order to get him. Not with what we got now. Dallas is desperate, right? They in desperate mode. They need to do what they got to do to keep up with Philly and maybe even the Commanders. We're not in that mode. We're not in that mode no more. And right now, we're continuing to build off what we did last season. So last season, we addressed the offensive line and the offensive side of the ball. This year, we are addressing the defensive line and the defensive side of the ball. So that's what you see the Bears doing right now. But the Bears are not the only one making moves, right? The Chicago Bears is not the only one making moves. You also have other teams that are making moves. And I seen where Miami said, I'm done with Tua. Now, they probably didn't say those words, but that's what they're saying without saying it. So Tua has now been signed by the Atlanta Falcons after being released by the Dolphins. Now, of course, they're going to have to take that salary. You're going to have to take that salary with that comes along. His injury-prone season that he's been having year after year after year, and he has concussion problems. Look, I'm the one that told him, I said, I think he needs to walk away from the game. He should have stood with him, Drew Dahlman moves and said, I'm done. He said he's not. He still continue to play. Is he putting his health and well-being on line? Yes, he is. Is it really worth it? I don't think so. But that's not the only moves that was made. What is Michael Penix going to do? Michael Penix Jr., what is his plans? After recovering from an ACL, you know, saying now he's got competition. Hey, Penix, are you going to make it? You know, he was an old rookie, and he's now in his second season. I think he's 27 when the season will be starting. He's only in the second year, guys. He's longer than two for his age. But we'll see. Another move that was made was Mike Evans. Mike Evans is no longer with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He has now joined the 49ers after 12 seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shaheed remained, and he signed a 3-year, $51 million deal to the Northern Hawks. The Raiders have got another defensive player. They had to replace Max Crosby, right? And so with that being said, they had to sign Walker from Green Bay and Dean from Philadelphia. So these are just some of the moves that was made during the offseason. Travis Kelce is remaining with the Kansas City Chiefs on his 14th season. Congratulations to him. Isaiah Likely is headed to the New York Giants with former coach Harbaugh. Malik Willis is heading to the Dolphins, 3 years, $67 million deal. Michael Pippen Jr. is headed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You gotta have somebody to match up with Metcalf, right? I'm just saying. Rams signed cornerback Watson, 3-year, $51 million deal from the Kansas City Chiefs. The coach, what else I saying? The coach, Alan Pierce, signed a 4-year, $116 million deal with the Colts, so he's going back. Travis Etienne said, I'm going to the New Orleans Saints. What else we got? Wendell Robinson signed a 4-year, $78 million deal. Lannenborough agreed to a 3-year, $81 million deal with the Raiders. That's that center from Baltimore that they was encouraging us to sign. No. What we're not going to do is pay this man $81 million. I'll be damned. 49ers could trade Trent Williams. He's on the trading block, big man. But these are just some of the stories. Fitzpatrick traded to the Jets. Who else we got? I don't know if y'all remember, the Rams signed McDuffie to a 4-year deal after a 4-year deal, $124 million after him being traded. James Conner staying with the Cardinals after agreeing to revise his contract. Jalen Carter is on the trading block, guys. Will the Bears look at him? I don't know. I don't know. Dobbs, to reach a deal before the wide receiver hits free agency. Could he be gone? I like seeing our competitors take these hits. But it's little things like that, man, that when a free agent open up, it opens up. It opens up big time. I'm just saying, man. These things you got to look out for. Nathan said, you ain't telling Muhammad Ali to walk away. So don't tell Tua to walk away. No, dog, I'm not telling Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is no longer with us. R.I.P. to the great Ali, who's from Louisville, Kentucky. But they didn't know nothing about concussions and CTE and all of that stuff back in Ali's time. They know about it now. And it's different from getting hit with boxing gloves compared to hitting a grown-ass man, 300-something pound tackle, a 275-pound end coming across that corner like getting a car wreck. Taking hit after hit after hit. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. I'm just saying. So now you're right. I didn't tell Ali to retire. But I'm sure there were some people who thought he should. But that was then. This is now. Let me say this, too, is not that good any goddamn way. Let me go and be honest with you. Since you want to be a defender of him, Tua was terrible. Let's be real. He's not good. He's not going to do it in Atlanta. That's not going to be the it for him. I just think they just try to make it through the season and maybe look in the draft and find somebody next year. Maybe Archie Manning. Maybe the next quarterback in Atlanta. Who knows? I'm just saying. Two was not it. Two was definitely not it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Even you, Nathan A. Manning, hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button.
But guys, I mean, that's what we got going on right now as far as the NFL. You know, free agents open up right before the draft, so you can, have an idea. Whatever that you couldn't find or you thought you needed or couldn't get in the free agency that you go after and find something in the draft. Maybe find a dime in the rough or two. Maybe find one of them 5th, 6th, or round gems. You never know. You never know. But I'm sitting back watching it, taking it all in, watching the tick across on ESPN and any other news outlets. I got my notifications on. I heard it. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. You know the sound. Huh? You know the sound. Oh, you know this sound right here, though. Yeah, I know that. See, y'all, if y'all don't know, you got to be a man of a person of a certain age to know that. That's the sound of Tecmo. Huh? That's the sound of Tecmo. Boy, back in the days, we used to play that Tecmo Sunday after church. Get in there, watch them. Turn on. I had a 13-inch color TV. And we used to play little Tecmo tournaments. If you lose 21-0, it's a skunk. It's over. But you know how it goes. Somebody get up to 14, they get nervous, they get mad, they hit that reset button. You know, that's automatic loss. You hit that reset button, that's just like you turn it off. You throw the white flag. That's exactly what you say. That's what we used to do. You used to play ball and double dribble. Double dribble. You might see, I'm telling you, you got to be a man, a person of a certain age, you only know what I'm talking about. Do, 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 do. That's what they used to say when it come on. This shows all the little teams, show the little lineup of players. You couldn't tell us nothing. I'm just saying. But guys, let's get over here and talk about what's happening as far as the college. And the thumbnail that y'all see, that I'm sure y'all appreciate right there. And we mainly want to talk about Hurley, right? Because he's probably was a little bit more egregious, because this ain't his first time getting into these altercations, the refs, other coaches, players. That's like his MO, man, right now. And the sad thing about it, he's an influence on other young men who seeing his activity, the way he behaves, how he carries himself, how he responds. And is that how you want your players to respond? No, I'm sure. Your player don't get his way out, don't get the call. You don't want him to go running up on the ref and bumping into you. But you preach just the opposite. But you're not doing just the opposite. You move and operate like a spoiled child. Don't get away. I'm just going to have a hissy fit. Is that what you want from your players? I'm sure. I know the administrator don't want that. I'm sure they're embarrassed. I'm sure they feel in some type of way. But that being, I want to show the footage, because one of the statements said, by the conference said they didn't see any evidence of him bumping the player. Well, guess what your boy got? Your boy got some evidence. And we got to roll to that beautiful bean footage. Let's get ready to go and see what evidence I got for you guys to see. Let's go.
UConn just had a major slip up on the last day of the regular season that's likely going to cost them a 1 seed in the tournament and also cost them a share of the Big East title. And Dan Hurley, he's going to be fuming. He's going to get ejected. Sure, he didn't miss many plays as it was just 0.4 seconds left on the clock, but he's going to lose it on the refs. When UConn was coming down,
I want y'all to see this right here. Here it comes. That guy right there, that ref is right next to him, that's going to be the victim. Watch this.
they took a shot attempting to tie the game, and there was no foul call here. Now, I feel like this is a good no call by the...
Did y'all see that?
by the refs, because if they took it into their own, a good no call here. Now, I feel like this is...
Here we go.
Down, they took a shot attempting to tie the game, and there was no...
It wasn't egregious, but it was a slight bump. You can't do that. You can't do that, guys. You can't bump a ref and think it's going to be okay and nothing's going to be said, or a text not going to be administrated. You can't do that. But that's exactly what he did. Talking about we didn't see no evidence. No, you didn't want to see any evidence. But how little old me, a small content creator like myself, found it, but y'all can't.
Foul call here. Now, I feel like this is a good no call by the ref.
Here we go again. So right here is where he had an issue with.
4 seconds left on the clock, but he's going to lose it on the refs. When UConn was coming down.
Truth be told, that could have been a charge. Let's go back just a little bit. The guy was going straight up outside of the charge block line, wasn't moving, just going straight up, and the guy ran into him.
He's going to lose it on the refs. When UConn was coming down, they took a shot attempting to tie the game, and there was no foul call here. Now, I feel like this is a good no call by the refs because if they took it into their own hands and blew a whistle on this, I think a lot of people would be disappointed with this. It's just Dan Hurley obviously wanted it to go.
Not to make a call and let the players decide the game. I think that's fair. Guess who didn't think it was fair? That guy right there with his mouth wide open, yelling at the goddamn ref, cussing him out, calling him everything but the child of God. Let's go.
0.4 seconds left on the clock, but he's going to lose it on the refs. When UConn was coming down, they took a shot attempting to tie the game, and there was no foul call here. Now, I feel like this is a good no call.
How disrespectful is that? You can't do that, man. Well, let me say this. Certain guys can. Certain coaches can. But that's a problem. Let's keep it going.
By the refs, because if they took it into their own hands and blew a whistle on this, I think a lot of people would be disappointed with this. It's just Dan Hurley obviously wanted it to go his way. Marquette, their student section was waving him goodbye as he walked off. He still had to leave early, even though there's just 0.4 seconds left on the clock. But they're likely going to slip out of a 1 seed in favor of Florida. But still, if you get the first 2 seed or the last 1 seed, you're going to have to play in the same region anyways. Dan Hurley bumped the ref, and that is a big no-no. That's going to get you ejected instantly. So he won the call here, but there's definitely just pent-up frustration from UConn losing as a double-digit favorite.
So the thing about it is, man, you have your coworker, your fellow coach, one of your assistant coach trying to calm you down, and you cussing him out. Get the fuck off me. You know what I'm saying? He feeling some type of way because you're putting your hands on him. He feeling some type of way because he's trying to help you regain your composure somehow, some way. But that's not what you want right now. Let me say this. Hurley has a reputation of being one of the most fiery coaches in college basketball. And the incident like this keeps spotlight on him on a regular basis. He's just like this. It's not his first time. More likely won't his last time until they do something. So I'm not surprised by the way he responded because of a no foul call. Because he wanted the refs to bail his player out. Why don't he just pull up and take a jump? He didn't have to drive all the way to the basket. Pull up, take a jumper. He ain't got no confidence in the mid-range? No, probably not. Instead, he made took a shot in on a difficult shot going into the basket, hoping probably the referee bailed him out like they probably bailed him out many other times, and they just didn't do it. And he feeling some type of way. And so what he do? Get all into his emotion, go bump his chest on the ref. You know what I'm saying? And the ref had to call it. It was right there. Sit there and make that statement, talk about we didn't find no evidence. Bullshit, man. You found the evidence. You chose to ignore it. My man said, yeah, Hurley was on some BS. We love him in Connecticut, but he goes overboard. Yes, he does, man. Yes, he does. He that was extreme, man. You don't. That's not the type of leadership you expect to be shown to your kids. You got young boys, young adults who are watching up to you, looking up to you, expecting you to be a bigger person in certain situations, and it shows consistently that he's not. If things don't go the way he thinks, he gets fiery, he gets upset. You know, well, that's just passion. Call it what you want to. That sometimes passion can go overboard. And I think that's exactly what happened here. Now, you know what his punishment was? Nothing. The Big East fined him for $25,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct. This is what they said. After reviewing the incident, the Big East The Big East Conference fined Hurley $25,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct, but they could not confirm that he made physical contact with the referee. Because of that, Hurley was not suspended and will still coach UConn moving forward. Still, the moment went viral, sparking a big debate about officiating in college basketball and whether Hurley went too far. Oh, of course he went too far. And to make that statement, talk about we couldn't find no evidence, man, that's a lie. They chose to ignore it. They chose to ignore the evidence. They didn't want to see it because now, like the guy said, it's going to affect the seeding. So now they're off the one line. Now they're on the two. But they could fall less than two if they say they lose in the first round of the playoffs because he was suspended. It's very well could happen. And they don't want that. You don't want to move off that one out, especially off the two. So now you may have to go out a little bit. You maybe can't get the East Coast region. You have to go out the West. You know, he might not want to go out West. He wants his fan base to be up East, up in the New York area. He's an East Coast guy. He wants his fans to be up there. But hey, you fall out of the top two seeds, you may not get that opportunity. You might have to go out West. And you just have to deal with it. But to say we couldn't find evidence, that's crazy. My man said, I think he's more frustrated with this year's team because they don't seem to have that extra dog in them. Okay, I could ride with that. But even with that frustration, man, you still got to know how to maintain and contain yourself and not let your emotions to get the best of you like he did, to the point where you had physical contact with the referee. I understand you wanted to win that game so you could share the Big East title, but sometimes it don't go your way. You know, you should have beat St. John. Should be St. John, and John would have had the tiebreaker over him, but that wasn't the case. So now you should be mad at yourself, mad at your team. Now, my man said he's disappointed in the team. He's frustrated because they ain't got that dog in him, but you know what happens. You want back to back, Hurley. Let somebody else get some of that action. Huh? Let somebody else get some of that action. But I'm just really disappointed because if there was a player responding like that, it would have been a whole to do. It'd been a different situation. If a player had bumped a referee like that, it'd been a problem. A real big problem. Y'all be talking about how disrespectful these kids are. They don't respect authority and all that good stuff. Yeah, he would have been suspended. They would have found evidence to suspend his ass. Something would have happened. But since it's Hurley and he's a back-to-back two-time NCAA champ, where we can't have that. Huh? We can't have one of our staples of our basketball community being suspended, even though he was guilty. Getting a couple Texans ejected. For what reason? Well, we know. As y'all seen in the beautiful beam footage, he did bump that referee. Maybe that referee need to file some charge against Hurley and as well as the university and the Big East. Now, of course, you don't want to cut off his money supply for sure. But I'm just saying, man, sometimes you got to set an example. If that means the flag school or the flag holder coach of college basketball has to be the one who take the ball, just so be it. But a message need to be seen. And for them to let him get away with that bullshit, that ain't right, man. I'm going to say it again. If that was that Notre Dame coach, because he's not completely innocent. He got frustrated bad about it, and his was a little bit more legit than Hurley, for real. If you've seen it, I didn't pull the video up on that, but I'm just saying he went after that. There were so ride to the goddamn tunnel. You know what it reminded me of? Let me tell you what it reminded me of. Y'all remember Marcus Camby and that Danny Ferry? That basketball game, boy, he was bad as hell. See that blood trickle down? He went after Danny Ferry, couldn't get a hold to him. He said, I'm going to wait for him during the press conference. He waited for him right outside that goddamn locker room. He didn't come out. He went to the goddamn team bus, waited for him to get out there for there. He didn't come out. They had a whole police escort just to get Danny Ferry to where he need to go. Marcus Camby was ready to whoop the dog shit out of that man's ass. I was just saying, I remember that with the New York Knicks. I think Danny Ferry was playing for the Spurs at the time. Yeah, he was ready to whoop his ass. He had nothing to do with the referee. He just ready to whoop some ass. And Danny Ferry was going to be a victim of an ass whooping. Because you know what you did, Danny Ferry. You know what you did. So you better get this smoke. I'll be goddamn. That's what they would have said. Call this player an animal, untamed, uncontrollable. You know what I'm saying? That's the narrative that would have been spent. Another malice to the palace. Come on, man. We've seen it way too many times. But guess who didn't get in trouble, I guess? Guess who didn't get called a goddamn animal? Guess who didn't call it uncontrollable? They didn't call that Danny Hurley. No, they wouldn't do that. A good, wholesome guy. He's a good guy. He won 2 titles for UConn. How dare you say that he's unhinged and, uncontrollable and wilding out? He would never do that. He's just coaching with passion. A lot of emotions, and emotions got the best of him. And so this happens. We're going to give him a little $25,000 fine. That's a drop in the bucket for what he's getting paid. That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. I'm just saying, man. You got to watch some of this stuff like that, man. So with that being said, this is part of college basketball. Hey, look, this is do or die time now. You got conference tournaments coming up this weekend. Some of them starts on, I think, Wednesday. I think the SEC starts on Thursday with the Kentucky got playing the first round because our record is not up to par. We finished not up to par. While other teams get double bye, we get no bye. I don't know what they're going to do with Mark Pope. Is he on the hot seat? What we doing? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Little things like this you got to pay attention to, man. Because it's that time of the season. Passions and emotions going to get the best of them, but you still got to figure a way out how to maintain some type of level of professionalism, some type of level of control. Because people going to, look, fan base is going to give you hell. I was watching my son's game. He did a rewatch of the other day, Sunday. And them fans, this is NAI school, small school, up in Indiana, Kokomo. They was giving them the business. You know what I'm saying? They was booing them, saying some wild shit. I'm just going by what my son told me. But you know what? They had to maintain some level of professionalism. They couldn't get all into the feelings and go up in the crowd ready to fight them. That's not going to work. It's not going to cut. They're going to say the wildest stuff. You got to be able to zone it out, ignore it, move on from it, and pay attention and focus on what you need to do. And what you need to do is help your team win by any means necessary. They're going to say some crazy. They're going to talk about your mama, your parents. They're going to talk about the kids you ain't got. Nieces, nephews, sister, brothers. They're going to talk about all that. But you got to figure a way how to zone that bullshit out. Stay locked in and do what you need to do. Can't say that about Danny Hurley. You can't say that because that's not what he did. He let his emotions, his passion, and a situation play get the best of them. And this is the results we got. That's not cool. Other thing going on in college basketball right now, man. We a couple coaches, man. Good job. Speaking of Hurley, Arizona parted way with Hurley. Bobby Hurley had to get fired from Arizona State. You got to go. I don't care that you won titles with the Duke. What does Duke got to do with us? It said, what does Duke got to do with us? He said, man, you 16 and 15, man. You got to go. And it's guaranteed you're going to miss the dance. You ain't going to do nothing on this conference tournament. Now, look, that'd be the type of team that'll win the conference tournament. I mean, that's what it'll be. A team like it will make it to the championship game and win it, and then they'll find a way to get in the tournament. That's the example I'm talking about. But more like he won't. Not only him get fired, Georgia Tech fires Stoudemire, Damon Stoudemire from Georgia Tech. Also, Boston College fires Grant. After 5 seasons, you got to go, man. Earl Grant, you got to get up out of here. That's what we got going on these past day or two. That's the way college is. 1 minute you the man, next minute you fired. I was watching Michigan and Michigan State, and they said we're not nobody's little brother. Oh, but you are. Michigan's owning you right now. They've been owning you the past couple of years. So you are a little brother of Notre Dame. We got that same mindset in the state of Kentucky with Louisville. Louisville's little brother. Kentucky's big brother. They in the state school. But guess what? The all-time winning record is Kentucky over Louisville. That's just what it is. So you got to accept that whether you want to or not. Another game they had was the Duke and Carolina game. Now, Duke found a way to win this second game. But Carolina did win the first game, the first matchup. Congratulations to Nolan Smith, former the father of Derek Smith, former U of L player. He's head coach at Tennessee State, and he routed Morehead State for the OVC tournament. So congratulations to that young brother, man. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job, man. So there's going to be some bigger job openings. Is Nolan Smith going to be one of the guys that's going to get that call? Is Arizona going to give him that call? Arizona State, I'm sorry. Is Boston College going to give him that call? Maybe Georgia Tech. Maybe Georgia Tech. Is Georgia Tech going to be the one that's going to give him that call? I'm just saying. So, guys, we got a whole lot going on this week. And it starts on Wednesday. It starts on Wednesday. We got college basketball. Conference playoffs is going to be played starting this weekend. Looking forward to taking in some of the games. My son then plays Friday for their NAIA tournament. They're starting this Friday. They're in Wichita, Kansas. A 10-hour drive for them young people. So they gotta have to take that road trip up there. Good luck to them. Hopefully they come out to win in that region. So if they win Friday, they turn around and play Saturday. And then if they win that, they have to travel to Missouri, Kansas. That's where the Sweet 16 will be held at, all the way up to the title game. So good luck to every team but the team that plays Indiana Southeast. Guys, with that being said, do me a favor, hit that like button for me.
What's the goddamn button, man?
Guys, I'm just, it's got a whole lot going on, and I can't get to this weekend. especially with the college basketball game. It's always fun. It's going to be interesting on who and the seed and all that good stuff. You know how it go. Come Monday, you're going to be looking at the newspaper and get a copy of the bracket so you can print out and fill out your bracket. You know what y'all do at work. I ain't going to tell on you. But I know what y'all be doing. Fill out them $5 so y'all can win the pool. I can't lie. I participated in a few on my damn self. You know how it go. But it's all fun. May the best man win, the best team win. Also do a pool with the Sweet 16. When it gets down to 16 teams, we do a pool on that. I haven't won in forever. And if I did win, I end up, the funny thing about it, on my paperwork, on my bracket, I had Memphis win. And on the pool, I had Kansas. I put Kansas as my team. So either way, I was going to win. It's just about how much. Well, it's been a long time since I had that. And I think it's only for the time to come back around. Hopefully, it can do it this season. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But guys, y'all know how like it is on Monday. I'll go along and I try to keep doing that because, you know, when Monday Night Football's around, I got to get back to Monday. I got to do my research. So, guys, with that being said, I appreciate every last one of you guys being here. Wednesday, I will be doing a show on Wednesday. I'm getting it together now. I look forward to you guys being there with me, hanging out, and reacting to another balloon. Now, I might switch up. I might do a different pop balloon, not the Don't Pop It Mountain Edition. I don't know. It's still up in the works. I've seen a couple of them that I might try to react to. I don't know. It's still up in the works, but I will let you know because you will be looking for the thumbnail when I release it. With that being said, I will catch you beautiful people on the next one. And don't forget to hit that like button on your way out.
What's the goddamn button?
You goddamn right.